It is time now for Ask the Expert. Parents need to talk to teenagers, especially those preparing to graduate high school, about their finances.
Yeah, not the talk you expect to have with a teenager, but there are some essential skills to make sure teens are on the road to making good financial decisions. Our certified financial planner, Andrea Cave, is here to tell us. So what knowledge do you need to bestow on these teenage
there's
folk?
three critical things for them to know, particularly if they really haven't played a big role in their own finances. The first is to understand the debt that they may be entering upon, whether it's credit card debt, student loans, understanding how an amortization schedule works for, car loans, first home purchase, those types of things. Giving them the basics, and some people don't feel prepared to give that information to their children. So there's lots of resources. People will bring their kids into our office and have us help them explain it if they aren't feeling confident enough to have that conversation. But debt is one of the biggest things to discuss.
Because a kid will go off to college, and I remember during the first week at school, there are the tables set up by the credit card companies. Here, sign up, we'll approve you.
Yeah, you'll get a free trip for something or $10 free, but you may wind up in a lot more trouble than you realize if you accumulate credit card debt and don't understand how the interest rate works, late payments, how it affects your credit score. So having that discussion before it becomes a problem is really helpful.
Well, and everyone's financial situation is different, but what about budgeting for kids?
Well, budgeting, oftentimes kids, when they get their first job, a good way to start with that is to, when they ask for a purchase, explain, well, you'd have to work 10 hours at your job to get that. Are you sure you want that? Start putting it into a relationship where they can see how much they're making versus what they're wanting to purchase. And also understanding when they get to that position, if they're paying for things on their own, how much they may want to allot for food, fun, clothing, cell phone, car insurance, all those items that they may not realize are going to cost them money once that support cushion is pulled out beneath them.
How do you convince a teenager who's all about living in the moment to save for the future?
The last episode I was here, I tried to explain a little about the time value of money and the importance of starting early, whether that's a goal like retirement or something like a first-time home purchase, or maybe they want to go on a trip when they graduate or spring break. Helping them understand that saving along the way is the only way they'll be able to get those things that they want in the future. It can be a small level, like I said, or it can be something really big in regards to retirement savings. So it does depend. Another way to help them with the savings aspect is to show them how debt and interest accumulation works and how it also works in their favor if they save. So the flip side.
You're talking about credit card debt. So would most college students have credit cards these days, you think? Most kids are heading to school with one?
There's ways to help to curb that, and there are getting credit cards that have low limits. There's also having them use debt like a debit card and the online banking structure to that, because writing checks is a little antiquated. So I mean, the online banking and understanding that if you have something that's going to come out of there, that not all that money is necessarily yours to spend is another way.
I remember the good old days in college balancing a checkbook the long way.
That's right.
Oh, that's out the window. Okay, got a question for the experts. You can email them, asktheexpert, today's TMJ4.com. You can also leave a voicemail, the number 967-5253. Andrea, thanks.
And straight ahead.